Howdy, Possum Patty here, and happy Halloween. This may be the last day I can wear this really fun headband that Mr. Possum gave me with the light up pumpkin. Hard to see right now because it's early in the day, but it's fun to wear anyway. So I've been doing some spooky Halloween journaling and journal making. And in the last video, I started working on the signatures. Oops, nothing sewed in yet. And I finished the first signature, and the second signature I was almost done when I quit last night because it got kind of late. And I decided that I needed to go search about and find, at least 2 more fun things to put in there that maybe were different than the first signature. So I did find a few things. So let's go over to the table and see what I found. All right, so let's finish up that second signature, and then I can get them sewn in, and that'll probably be today's video. So I think the very first thing I'm going to do is take out this sheet of deli paper. I do have one in the first signature, and I'm going to replace this with these paper bags with the candy corn design on them. And I'm going to put 2, and I know sometimes you can make a tuck out of the bottom of the bag, but I think what I want to do this time is something a little different. And I think I'm just going to cut this part off. Oh, that didn't go through both sides, did it? Okay, get the scissors. Oh, Mr. Possum's in the garage running equipment. Like that. And have them open on both sides. Save that for something. And put it like that. 2 of them. 2 of them, I think I can fit 2 of them. Wait, let me see if I can fit 2 of them. Oh, I think 2 of them will just fit. Now I could make 1 smaller and 1 longer, and then that'll be the opposite on the other side. Or I could just make them even. All right, let me see if I can cut through this one. Mr. Possum's having a lot of problems with his weed whacker. Uh-oh, he's coming around with the leaf blower to clean out the gutters. So I might have to turn the camera off for a minute if it gets kind of close, because he'll be right outside the window. Okay, while he's making all that noise, I think I will go over to the sewing machine and sew these bags onto this pink paper. Because nothing says Halloween like pink paper, right? Okay, I'll show you that when I return. Okay, slight change in plans. I got over to the sewing machine and decided not to sew the pockets on the pink. Not because color-wise or motif-wise or anything, but I decided to, instead of leaving this open, which I talked about in the last video, I decided to sew up the 2 sides and then sew this onto the middle of that. Now these are just little pieces that I decide to sew on because I'm only going to put, 2 stitches in there. And sometimes those little pieces get away from me when I'm sewing, so just a little bit extra there. And I sewed the bags onto the pumpkin calendar page. So it is going to be a pocket on both sides, 2 pockets on both sides from the colorful October old calendar pages. And this is a little smaller than the other page, so I did have to overlap them a little bit. But that's not going to affect the pockets at all. And then while I was sewing, I decided to go ahead and sew this little piece onto the gravestone rubbing pocket. So I don't have to worry about that when I'm sewing the signature in. And now it is almost ready. But I have one more special thing I want to add to this signature. And you may know my good crafty friend, Linda D. at Linda's Mixed Up Mess. Well, I don't think it was last year. I actually think it was the year before last fall. She gifted me with this hand-sewn, slow-stitched travel journal cover, and it is the soft kind to make a journal out of, and I have been saving this for something special like we all do. And I'm like, Kitty's bothering me. I need to cut her nails. Her nails are getting stuck in my shirt. I was thinking of putting this into my journal, but I'm going to have to alter it a little bit because look at this. It is like the perfect size to go into this journal, and it would be something different because it is material. And I was thinking of putting it right here because I have like 2 plain. Now these will get, I'm sorry about all the white because my camera goes crazy here. Put that there. Covered when I do my journaling. But I thought, you know, to change it up a little bit, that I could put this in the middle here, right between these 2 big white pages. And it is like a perfect size for this. I'll try to get it in the middle. That doesn't matter too much, does it? No, it doesn't. So I will fold that in the middle, but I'm gonna have to alter this. Now I'm sure Linda's not gonna mind.
Or do you?
But the thing I didn't want to do was remove her stitching, her beautiful slow stitching all around. But I'm going to take the strings off. And I am going to save the dangle, which is a beautiful key. I'll put this on the outside of the journal because every haunted house journal needs a special key, right? That'll go there. And the other thing I'm going to have to do is take this pocket off. I can use it somewhere else because I need to fold this in half because I'm going to do something else to this. So I should go get my seam ripper, maybe. All right, I'm going to take a minute here to carefully remove this, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, I've got this almost all the way off. This is my seam ripper, which I use a lot when I'm sewing, when I'm making something out of cloth. Because I make a lot of mistakes. So I need one of these to get it right. Rip one seam out and do it over again. Rip it out, do it over again. Rip it out, do it over again. Eventually I get it right. Eventually I get it right. Well, it looks like there's some machine stitching on the back of this pocket. All right, I'm going to save the pocket, and this will either get sewn back in to this, or it may go in my slow stitch book. It'd be fun to have something of Linda's in that too. And then I can make something and put it in the pocket. Okay, now my idea is to remove all that. Sorry for all the noise in the background. It's laundry day. And I did not want to cut. Did I cut into that? I think I did. All right, I'm going to have to put a knot here. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I tied a knot in that so her beautiful stitching does not come out. And I drew a line down the middle. Now this was my idea. Let me move all this other parts of the signature out of the way. And my idea at first was to make a split here and maybe put in 2 pieces of cardstock, or make a slit here and put in 2 pieces of cotton batting, and then stitch around this like just like a little bit of crazy quilting, just to give it a little more stiffness. I don't want it to be too stiff, so I'm thinking of going with the cotton batting. So I will have to very carefully, catch in my lap, cut this without cutting the other layer. Now, when she sent this to me, it was so funny. I was wearing this shirt here. They're almost the same pattern. This one's a little bit more orangey. This is like gold, black and gold, very pretty. Yeah, if you look very closely at the video with the gravestones at the beginning, that is actually me going into a cemetery down at the end of the road, a very old family cemetery, and I'm wearing this shirt. When I reach out to open the gate, you can see this shirt. I've had this shirt for a long time. So I'm just cutting through one layer. I don't want to get too close to those stitches. And then I'm going to go find my cotton batting. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces. And I'm going to put in one in this side, lay it down, one on this side, lay it down. And then I am going to turn it over and maybe just do some quilting, go up and down with some quilting on both sides, and sew this back together again. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Well, I couldn't stay away that long. This is my cotton batting. I guess you use it in quilting. I just love this stuff. It's so soft. I love how it feels. And I decided to try something here. I'm going to put 1 piece in. See how this works. If I could put 1 piece in, instead of making 2 pieces, 1 for each side, I'm going to see if I can use 1 piece. And get it tucked into the corners. It's kind of like putting a pillow in a pillow sham, right? Okay. Don't want it to be too lumpy. Okay, that side is in. And let me tuck this side in. Like that. See, oh yeah, oh, that is nice. That is so soft now. And I think it'll work better as a journal page with just that little bit of batting in there. Okay, now I'm gonna go do some quilting on here. That's why I had to take the pocket off, because I'm gonna quilt on here. And should I sew it by hand? No, she's got all this beautiful hand stitching on it. I want to leave that, like, that's what Linda did. So I think I'll just take the machine and, you know, so that there's a difference between what I did and what she did. Although I don't think she'd mind too much. And go put some quilting on here. Okay, now Possum Patty, how is this ever going to be a journal page? Well, there's a lot you could do to a piece of material. You can glue things to it. You can add a pocket to it. I'm almost thinking about stamping on this side. That would be a fun background. Can paint on it, can stamp on it. As you can see, I didn't go too crazy with the quilting. I just made 3 wiggly lines on the front and the back. And I did use a zigzag to sew the middle back together. So it is almost ready to put into the journal, but I was thinking maybe I could sew something to it now. Ooh. These are, oh, look at the cat with a clock in its stomach. This is from the Dollar Tree. Oh, this is pretty cool with a feather. This I could glue right on there. Just to get it started. I must have made these last year. Something like that. Green. Ooh, or this one with the sunflower. Yeah, those are sunflower colors. This one's got is this Dollar Tree lace or something? A Dollar Tree ribbon with the farm theme and black and white sunflower, some colorful leaves. I might just go ahead. Should I sew this or glue it? I might just glue that on there. Okay, I'm going to glue that on there. And see? Now I could add things to this as much as I want to, but just to get it started. And while this glue is drying, I can go ahead and make the template for sewing in the signatures. I always start with a template the size of the spine. So I'm going to put a giant glob of glue, and if this doesn't stick, I'll get out my hot glue gun. But that should stick just fine. And put this aside. This is so soft. It's so soft and cuddly. I'm going to clip it down. And just let that dry. To sew in the signatures, I start with a piece of paper that is, excuse me, I'm moving some stuff here, just about the size of the spine. It kind of fits in when you close it, just about the right size there. I see I need some glue. I just put the glue over there. Put a little glue there. Wherever it pokes up, just add a little glue, no problem. Okay, I fold it in half to mark the middle. So that's the middle. So the middle stitch is going to go right there. I'm going to put in 2 signatures. So to put in 2 signatures, you fold this into thirds as best you can. Some people don't measure at all, but I tried that once and whoa, that really didn't work for me. I wasn't good at eyeballing anything. All right, I'm going to try and get this somewhat even. Sometimes I measure, but when I measure, it doesn't really come out that well either. I mean, it comes out fine. I just can't measure very well. Okay, this one's a little short. So if you got 3 even spaces, as best you can. Once the journal's all journaled in, it doesn't make much difference. Okay, so now these lines, these spaces are all even. So the middle 2 signatures are going, the middle 2 holes are going to go right there and there. Now, how far down from the top and the bottom do I want it? And let's see. I might go down. An inch. As I don't have to worry about the short papers because I already have those sewn in. So an inch should be fine. I fold it there. So the top 2 holes will be there. I always label the top. Okay, now I'll use this to poke the holes in the spine here and in the signatures. And usually I tape it on to hold it still. I use some painter's tape. Get it as close as I can to the middle. It never comes out exactly right, but that's okay. It's a junk journal. We aren't machines. These are made by hand journals. Okay, now I gotta get my cardboard and my pokey tool. Okay, I got my cardboard down here. I got my pokey tool right through the center of that. Okay, now I'm save this paper. Holes look like they're off a little bit, but that's okay. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, the first signature, let me go through and check it. This is the front. I don't have to worry about these because they're all sewn in. Don't have to worry about this because it's all sewn in. Just thinking about want this in the middle-ish. The middle-ish. Yeah, that's good. And this, which way was this gonna go? I think this was gonna go that way. And that way. Something like that. Now I used to have a bunch of clips here on the desk. They've sort of all wandered away. Don't know why. Okay, now I've got everything lined up the way I want to have it lined up. Okay, now this is the top, and this is the first signature, so I'm going to use these holes over here. Get that right down in the alley. Okay, these papers are a little smaller than the whole book. So I can either line it up with the bottom or line it up with the top. I think I'll line it up with the bottom. Okay, just checking the second signature. And I think it might be a little hard to poke through this material. Well, this is a fat one because of what I put in here. Okay, now where's my template? Where's my template? Okay, I'm going to use the back row of the template on this one. Get it in the alley. I know this is hard to watch because I gotta fold it. Try to get it to come out. Yeah, that's gonna be really hard. And I need to go get some thread. Well, I hope I can fit this all under here. Really got off a little bit on this one. That hole should be like right there. I'm afraid to re-poke it though, because too many holes are not going to be good. Might rip. Oh well, we'll see. Alright, so this is right side up, this is right side up, this is the last signature. This is right side up. Everything looks good. I'm going to use some embroidery floss. I'm going to use this bluish, purplish, variegated, because the cover of the journal has all this blue on it. Doesn't matter much because I'm putting the haunted house on there. So it's going to change, but I'm going to start from the inside and leave the thread on the inside on this one. Yeah, maybe put some charms on it on the inside. I was just thinking of something. I have that key I want to put on the outside, but I can always put a little loop at the top. So I'm going to put the threads on the inside. So start in the middle, and I'm going to have to do this sort of page by page because I took the clip off. And this is the back signature. So I have to make sure I get it into the back row here. Oh, Kitty. Kitty, it's hard to do this under the camera. It's impossible to do it under the camera over the head of a kitty. Okay, down to the bottom. I always go to the bottom because for consistency's sake, if you're consistent, then try not to forget anything that way. Okay, I can't see what I'm doing. Kitty makes a better door than she does a window. Oh, now she's climbing up onto the table. Okay, where's the hole on this one? Right there. Sorry about the angle, but I can't see what I'm doing. Kitty, there's no room for you and the journal. You're going to have to get down while I'm doing sharp things. Okay. You only want a single row of thread, so one of these has to come out. Okay, that's that one, so this one. Okay, so leave that long. I make my thread 3 or 4 times the length of this and leave a long dangle or 2. Okay, so from the bottom we go to the top. After you do a few of these, it gets a little easier. Cat's mad I put her down on the floor. Okay, then you go back to the middle. You have to be careful. You don't want to catch this thread at all. You want to go next to it. That's my bird clock. It's pretty much lined up now. So I have to make sure I can get it through the material. And the last page. Okay, you just want to make sure you have one thread on each side of the center line and that this needle hasn't gone through this thread here. Pull the needle off. Pull this tight. Check the stitches on the other side. They look good. Things are hanging out the bottom of the journal a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. I was watching Linda do this one day. She wanted somebody to stick their thumb in through the magic of Videoland and hold this down while she made a knot. Oh, here comes Kitty. I have to teach her how to put her paw on there, maybe. I usually give it 3 good pulls. and trim it off a little bit. Hide the thread from the cat because she'll eat it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other signature. But that's that. That's that. What can I say? That's that. Okay, let's check the work. Move some stuff out of the way here. I have 2 stitches, 2 signatures sewn on the spine. Looks pretty good. You know, I've gotten to this point before and realized everything was in upside down. So I like to make a quick check before I say this part is done. So the skull is facing the right way. The front page has the burlap. Then I've got some little fun things to journal on. Nice big journaling page. Envelope, deli paper. Scrapbooking paper, nice big one here. And again, I was talking about this in the other video. If it's white, I leave it that way. I mean, to a lot of people, this looks unfinished. But when I start journaling, sometimes I look for a big white paper. Just build the page from the bottom up. And a lot of times I can just add something to, you know, a page that already has some scrapbooking paper on it, like this beautiful purple page here. And there's the center. This is my Franken paper I was talking about last time, where I sewed bits of different papers together to make a page. And I added the Dollar Tree ribbon. And this is Franken paper here, because I sewed these 2 pieces of papers together. Just like Frankenstein was made by sewing different bits and bobs from different dead bodies together. Dr. Frankenstein made his monster that way. I have sewn different papers together because this is 8.5. I think these pages are like about 8.5 by 9. This is another Franken paper where I've sewn 2 pages together. This ribbon I left open. Donut box there. Second, this is the back of the first signature, the second signature. Got this really pretty pinkish purple. Got my Halloween treat bags. October calendar, some more of that pretty purple paper. My gravestone rubbing, which is a pocket. Nice big piece to journal on. Got Linda's fabric in here. In the center here. More fabric there. Another Franken page. Sun's coming around. You can see the sunshine coming in the window now. It's 2 different pieces of paper sewn together. The other side of the gravestone rubbing. My little bags, more October calendar. These 2 papers. Well, this is the other side of the pink paper, which I left really large on this side, so it was really small on this side, so I sewed this to the back of it. So now it is a pocket, and then I've got this pocket up here, and then I've got the burlap as the last page. I have it as the first page and the last page. Looks like I got the holes a little crooked. Let's see how that looks. It doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. Looks a little off. I thought I had that pretty straight when I was doing it, but my template must have moved. I guess I could have marked the holes. But you know what, once it gets all full of chunky goodness, none of those little mistakes make any difference whatsoever. Yeah, when it starts looking like this, you can't tell what's crooked and what's not because it just fills up. They're fun. This is all for fun. You don't have to worry about the little imperfections when you make journals for yourself. or even for other people, because people have to understand it is handmade. So this part of the journal is ready to be journaled in, and the finishing touch to the journal is not finished yet, but I will be working on that. So I just want to wish everybody a happy Halloween and happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.